Hello and welcome to my next chess video. This time I show you the game between Monarch 1.1 against Fritz 6. So, very old version of Fritz, but it's still pretty good. I also played against Fritz 6. It was a Ruy Lopez where Fritz sacrificed a pawn for compensation and I just lost a piece and then it was over. But I was also a little bit drunk when I was playing this game. But here, okay, let's see what the Monarch comes up with. The Monarch plays the move d4. Okay. Now, yeah, probably something like knight f6 or d5, c4, d6. There's a lot of possible stuff. Probably we have some Nimzo Indian or some Grünfeld after all of this. Let's see what we get. Okay, Fritz plays the move d5, not knight f6, but d5 is also possible here. I let them play without book. So let's see what they come up with, both engines. Bishop f4 is also a move here. I just saw that the Monarch is calculating bishop f4. Also c4 is a move here, of course. But okay, let's go with the Mason's attack, what the Monarch is calculating. Probably something like c4 now, takes, e3, b5 doesn't work because of queen here, attacking the bishop and the rook. So after this you'd have to give back the pawn, but okay, that's not terrible. Probably knight here, bishop takes, e3. Also maybe possible is after this now queen f, after takes this one, knight c3 or something. Not c4, yeah, c4 probably also, c3. Yet this doesn't come with a double attack, but okay, it's not terrible for both sides. Okay, we have the move knight f6 by Fritz 6. Probably now knight c3. Trying to go here. Maybe now knight here. But this kind of loses a pawn due to that one. So knight c3 could be a move. Also e3 followed by c4. Probably now bishop here. c4, e3, takes, queen there threatening the b-pawn. But maybe you can even sacrifice the b-pawn because you get this kind of stuff, and this is very interesting with bishop here and rook here, and then maybe this kind of stuff, and the knight is hanging, so you'd have to defend with the king. I don't know if something like this is possible. It's just calculating. I'm also not an expert on this position. Okay, we have the move e3. So let's see if bishop f5 is a move here. If Fritz 6 goes for the move bishop f5. After bishop f5, also possible is bishop d3. Takes. Queen takes probably to go e4 next. Well, e4 is not possible anyway. d3, c3, bishop there, takes, knight f3, and we would have a kind of equal position, kind of London system kind of thing. But okay, just want to see which engine here is better. Okay, we have to move bishop f5, yeah. Bishop f5. Also possible is here knight f3, of course, to maybe go to e5. Now maybe d6, c4, c6, knight c3, bishop here, bishop takes, queen takes, rook to the open file, castling, bishop here, bishop takes, queen takes, d takes, c4, and queen takes, and knight to d7, and this position should be around equal. Castling, and both sides have finished their development, and it should be around equal. This is a possible line here, but also other moves are possible. Knight f3 is possible, bishop d3, knight c3, c3, c4. There are a lot of possible moves. Probably even queen f3 is possible there. Okay, we have to move knight f3. So maybe e3 now. c4, c6, knight here, bishop here takes, rook here. Also possible is knight here to maybe go g4. So if castling, then maybe g4, g5, knight takes, bishop takes, f3, bishop back, h4, h3, h5, bishop here, h3, takes, and the bishop is trapped. So probably even some crazy lines are possible there. But okay, we have to move e3, e6 now, as mentioned. Yeah, I will go c4 here. c6 looks normal. Yeah, there are a lot of moves possible here. Also knight h4, which is the Monarch is calculating knight h4. Now it's calculating h3. So there are probably a lot of moves possible. And I will smoke a cigarillo, and I'll be back in a sec. We have the move knight h4 and c6. So Fritz allows the doubled f pawns. Or plays bishop g4. Maybe f3 now. Let's see. Okay, we have the move knight h4, c6, or we probably had the move knight c3, c6, knight here and bishop there, probably f4, followed by g4, but then maybe knight takes g4 is possible, with a discovered attack on the knight, so probably not g4. Bishop h5 and bishop to e3 maybe. Bishop here. Bishop takes, queen takes. Now castling. Now, I don't know. After this, if you play bishop d3, okay, g4 is not threatened, but here g4 is threatened. So you'd have to do something against g4. But here you can play g5. Bishop here, knight takes, pawn takes, and queen here to defend the h-pawn and to be able to castle. So this would be a very interesting position. Okay, what do we have here? This is interesting. This is interesting. Okay, I have to see what the moves were here. Knight d7 was played here in this position. Knight to d7. So Fritz sacrifices a pawn. Oh, the other knight to d7 takes, queen takes. This is now the current position. And king d2 is played by the Monarch. Okay, this is the current position on the board. What's happening here? Okay, bishop b4, pinning the knight, and try to castle. Maybe not g3. Queen goes back to e7. Maybe threatening g4, f6. So maybe g4 by white. And now h6, and if you take, then g4 again, which traps the bishop kind of. f6. Now the bishop has no squares, so you don't take, so maybe h4 takes, bishop takes, f6, bishop here, g5. This is a crazy line. This is a crazy line. So okay, we don't have this. We have the move g5. Is it threatening g3? Yeah, g3 is now the threat. queen f2 check, maybe, by Fritz. Queen f2 check, queen here, queen takes, bishop takes. Yeah, it should be an even position. Knight h3. Probably white is even a little bit better there. g5, queen f2 we have on the board, and now queen to e2 is my best guess. Let's see both evaluations here. This is a very interesting chess game between one old engine and one bad engine. Okay, the Monarch thinks it's +1 and Fritz 6 thinks it's equal. So let's see. We have to move queen e2. So probably takes, knight a6, or a5 followed by a6. Well, after a5 then maybe a3. So I don't know. Monarch 1.7 has the bishop pair, so probably the Monarch is slightly better here. Also, its king is more safe. Not safe, is more active. But okay, bishop takes. What is Fritz 6 coming up with in that position? I will go king here, probably, to activate the king. And now maybe a6, bishop here, a5, bishop here, knight here, followed by c4. Okay, Fritz goes for bishop a5 immediately. Very weird position though between those two engines. Maybe even b4. b4 could be an interesting move. And if takes, then rook, not this rook, the other rook here, attacking the bishop and x-raying the pawn right there. So if the bishop moves, then taking this pawn, and if a5, then a3, and the bishop has to move, not here, but here maybe, and then just take this pawn, and white is very active and still has the bishop pair. But okay, we have a different move. We have the move a3, preparing b4, now c4, c5 by Fritz. If takes, if knight takes, but what is after b4? Okay, knight here check, but you just take the knight and take the bishop, so probably you cannot take this pawn. What is Fritz's idea? Probably taking here, king takes, and only then take there. And after this, you have this check here and beautiful square. So probably now bishop takes c3 is gonna be played. Probably this is the idea. After this check, maybe king up the board. But I don't know. Knight here check. King has only one square, and then this check comes. So probably after this check, king here, king here, But okay. Fritz will get back the pawn. This position should be 2 knights against 2 bishops, so let's see how the Monarch will handle this. Okay, we have b takes, so a dribbled isolated c pawn. Bishop takes c3, but okay, it's only a isolated pawn here. Okay, the thing is, Fritz has a perfect pawn structure, but the Monarch has the bishop pair. So I don't know how this is gonna unveil. Let's see both evaluations again. The Monarch thinks it's white, it's much better for white, and Fritz thinks it's better for black. So slightly better for black. So the knight is coming to e4. You cannot really stop this unless you want to give up the bishop pair. But maybe rook here, knight here. Okay, you cannot go here because of the fork, so you kind of have to go back. Now this pawn is threatened, so b3. Yeah, and now what? You can this pawn is threatened, so you probably have to defend it with the bishop, maybe. New variation. Defend the pawn, attack this pawn, but this one takes bishop here and pawn there, traps the bishop, so this doesn't work. Okay, we have moves. c4 was the move. Takes and bishop takes. So the Monarch got rid of one problem. But now maybe knight c3. Followed by castling queenside. So knight c6, castling queenside. I will go this rook there. Castling queenside. King here. Rook takes. Rook here. Rook takes. How is this endgame? Yeah, probably it's still better for white, just because of the bishop pair. But okay, you can always go for e5 as black. Not take this pawn, of course not. Okay, we have a move. We have, after the move knight c6, we have the move h4 by Monarch 1.7. Probably castling queenside. King here and e5. Attacks the bishop. Where does the bishop go? Probably here. Be able to play g4. But then maybe black gets very active though. Knight here. Maybe a threat of this check. Bishop takes, rook here. Bishop check. King here. Yeah, black got a lot of activity for the pawn. Okay, but we don't have castling. We have e5 immediately. Where's the bishop going? Probably to h2. And then maybe castling queenside. check. King here. And I don't know, maybe f3 to get rid of this problem. But now black has to think about all that. h4. Rook here maybe. Okay, we have to move bishop h2. Let's see, the knight pair against the bishop pair. You have to move h6 here instead of castling. h6, what about taking there? Oh, this is now defended, okay. The king still defends the f7 pawn, so takes, rook takes. Okay, this would activate black's rook, so you probably don't want to do that. h6, we have to move king d2 anyway. Now takes, and f6 I will play. Takes, and rook there. No, not rook there. Of course not, because the bishop is attacking this square. Okay, I don't think white is better here, because after you take this pawn here as black, then all of white's pawns are isolated, and black's pawn structure is nearly perfect. And yeah, it's true that white has the bishop pair, but I think that's not enough to win the game. I think this will be a draw after all. Maybe not castling, but rook to d8. Bishop here. Bishop takes, knight takes. Bishop takes there. Threatening this pawn. Rook here. Oh, wait. You can takes. Rook takes. Rook takes. I don't know if you want to take this. But play king here. Takes. I don't know about this line. So bishop b3 probably. Okay, we have to move rook a to d1. Rook a to d8, I mean. Now we don't have to move bishop to b5. We have to move rook a to f8, threatening this pawn. So probably castling here. At least I will castle. Fritz is calculating the move 94, but what happens after you just take this? King here. Yeah, some token move maybe. And knight here. Knight, rook takes, king takes. I don't know, seems equal to me. Also you threaten the g-pawn, one of the g-pawns, but bishop takes f7, you allow bishop takes f7, and now the g-pawn is on the threat, so maybe just push it. Rook here, maybe check. After king there. Oh, this is defended, attacking the knight. The knight hovers here, check. King goes there, knight takes, pawn takes, rook here, and you lose this pawn here. Also this pawn is falling with check, so Fritz gets a lot of compensation for this sacrifice. King e7, what to do here? a4 is not that great. This pawn is under threat, so maybe this. Check. Check. Takes, rook here. Yeah, don't even have to play rook here. You can just take this pawn off. Because this pawn doesn't run anywhere. Okay, we don't have this. After this, we don't have the move g5. We have the move bishop here, so just giving back the pawn immediately. The monarch is calculating bishop to g6. Yeah, bishop to g6 was played. Knight c3 check. The Fritz calculates knight c3 check. What are the implications of that move? Knight c3 check. King goes there. Oh, but then the rook comes in here. You only have one square, this one. And now the other rook comes in here. Check. And you lose a whole rook. So you kind of cannot go there. Kind of have to go into this check. So check. Here check. I don't know. This is kind of interesting. So the king has to go to the f file. King f2 is played. This would be a funny mate. Checkmate right there. So the king would have to go there. Okay, the other rook. The other rook is giving this check. Still the king, if it goes there, knight could go there actually. King to e1. King to e1. What's the continuation? Rook takes f1. King takes f1. Has to be played. Now the other rook maybe checks. If you go here, then we have this funny mate again. So the king has to go back. What to play with black? Knight b1, a4, knight back to c3, and you win back the pawn. Okay, so you might as well give it up immediately. What is white's move there? Probably bishop here. Knight takes, bishop takes, pawn takes. You cannot take here because the bishop is pinned. Okay, so this doesn't work. So probably king e2 now. Knight takes a2. The rook also cannot move. I kind of like Fritz's position here, I have to say. So probably king here. Knight takes a3. bishop here, threaten the knight and the pawn, but the king just goes up the board. Bishop here, exchange of rooks. Yeah, and this should be a draw. We have a doubled isolated g pawn and other two isolated pawns here, and black has a passed a pawn which is connected, and I don't know, even if white has a bishop pair, black may have some chances here. Let's see both evaluations. Both sides think they are better, so let's see which one is right here. Fritz 6 or Monarch 1.7. Okay, we have this kind of stuff. The bishop moved to g3 immediately. Now we have rook takes, king takes, and maybe bishop here next move. Oh, but black can take. I don't know, this pawn is defended. Maybe king e6, bishop there. So now blocking in the king. Okay, we don't have this. We have this knight here, attacking this pawn right there. And if here, then maybe the knight hobbles in here, attacking this pawn. Because now this pawn is here, and it's not defending this one anymore. So probably this. No, this also doesn't work. Probably that. But then you maybe can hunt it down. Attacking the bishop. Bishop has to move and defend the pawn. Okay. But Fritz does something else. We have to move knight c4 and bishop here to defend. And now a5. Yeah. Okay, you kind of have to defend. You have to somehow prevent this pawn from queening. And how is this possible? That's the question. This pawn is very strong. So let's see. Let's see how this game will unveil. The Monarch 1.7. Yeah, both. I played against both engines. Against the Monarch I played more often, but I also played against Fritz 6, and I have to say they are not stupid. They play good chess. So we have the move bishop here, attacking the knight. Maybe now b5. Takes. Now how to defend against this bishop here, maybe 3 bishop there, a5, king here or something, here, knight here. It looks lost for white. It really looks lost for white. So I kind of believe in Fritz evaluation. This is better for black. Okay, we have a move here. We don't have takes. We have the move king to g1. But now just push the pawn. a4. What to do? Takes. Bishop here, you have to do something against the pawn. a3. Bishop here. a2. Maybe bishop here. Right here. Yeah, and this is lost for white. This is lost for white. Just push the pawn. It's so easy. Just push the pawn. And what now? E4 is what the monarch is thinking of. And just push the pawn. Just push it. And how to defend against this? E4. Knight to D4. Why not just push the pawn? Push the pawn, Fritz. Push it. Maybe now takes, bishop here, pawn. Oh, this is check and this is winning the pawn. So you cannot push. So that's why Fritz plays this move. After c3, maybe just now push the pawn. Takes, push it again, and you cannot white cannot be saved anymore. You cannot stop this pawn. So that's why the monarch plays this move. And now if you push, you again have this check, which wins. It doesn't win the pawn. It doesn't win the pawn because it's protected. But check. Or here, yeah, but bishop e6 is just safer. Okay, bishop e6. And how to stop this pawn? How to stop it? I think the monarch is lost here. Okay, we have the move knight to b2. Attacking the bishop. So if the bishop takes this pawn... No, this pawn is still defended. So maybe bishop here check to blockade this. King e6. Now king here. Knight takes bishop. Takes there. Knight here attacking the bishop. And yeah, this seems lost again. And now just this one, or push the a pawn. Okay, we are in this line. We have the move bishop here check, king e6, and now what? Bishop c5 or g6 or bishop f1. Bishop f1 looks pretty dull. Yeah, we have to move bishop f1. Yeah, okay, now you cannot take here, and but what about this? Knight takes c2, attacking the bishop. So now the bishop goes to d2 maybe, but then just this one. Yeah, this is winning for black. This is absolutely winning for black. Let's see both evaluations. Yeah, also the monarch thinks it's lost for black. For white, this is winning for black. This is just a superb endgame technique. This is just superb. The two knights are crushing the two bishops. This is just superb technique. Okay. We have to move bishop to here. But not just push any of these pawns. You have to give it up. Knight takes, defending this pawn, and now you're a clear piece up. So this should be winning. Or the other pawn, push the other pawn. This is also great. This is also great stuff. Now the bishop. I don't see a move here for white. What is the calculation? Bishop to f1 to a6. Yeah, okay, this is just a token move. Just push the pawn. Or the other pawn. It doesn't really matter which pawn to push. Yeah, this knights and this pawns. It's just over for white. It's over. Let's see how this game will finish. Okay, we have the move bishop here, check, king here, g6, just take the pawn. Thank you very much. Monarch is playing just, oh, don't even take the pawn, just Fritz just goes up the board, bishop goes here. What next? a6, you have to give up the bishop now. Yeah, knight takes, and yeah, this is lost. This is just lost for white. Very nice from Fritz 6. We have now Fritz 16, and this is Fritz 6 killing the Monarch. Well, the Monarch it's not a great engine, but Fritz 6 really showed some great play here. Really. This is like Grandmaster level. Fritz 6 is Grandmaster level, and Monarch 1.7 is maybe FIDE Master level. So, okay, we have moves. Okay, the game is over. Let's see. Yeah, this was great stuff. Great endgame technique. Let's show the game from Fritz 6 perspective. Yeah, the two knights versus the two bishops. In this case, the pawn structure also, you can learn a lot about from this game. Pawn takes, bishop takes. Just look at these pawns. Isolated, 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 doubled, and this pawn structure is perfect. And Fritz just uses this in a perfect way, in a really perfect way. Plays knight c6. h4, this attacking the bishop, h3, h6 was a beautiful move, rook here, rook there, and this pawn sacrifice, it's a great pawn sacrifice. It's with check, it's even with check. The king goes to e7, and now knight here check, with the idea rook there, and keep this pin alive. And you know, and Fritz knows that it will win the a pawn, and this pawn will be unstoppable. So this is great endgame technique. You cannot save the a pawn. King goes there, knight takes the a pawn. This is just great stuff. This is just great stuff. And now just blocking this check. So here, knight here. Attacking the bishop, check. Bishop goes back, knight takes here. Yeah, this is just superb endgame play. This is just superb endgame play. And here, white resigned the game because there's no way of stopping this. Not even bishop c2, because you just take the bishop. There's even no chance to give up the bishop for the pawn. This pawn is just crushing. You can take the knight, but then you just queen the pawn and it's all over. So very good game by Fritz 6. I really like this endgame style. And what was the opening name? Dame and Queen's Pawns game. Yeah, very nice, very nice. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Ciao.